The band would play the anthem and the clowns fell down in jest. All the people saw again the winning of the West. Our stomachs full of nothing but our hearts plumb full of hopes. So we buckled on our leggings, rosined up our ropes. We started going down the road, spring of '64. If I had me another trade, I wouldn't ride them bulls no more. He was like Bound, we watched him fall in the mud of old Cheyenne. Oh, Betty, leave your lights on, honey. Gonna make it if I can. It's inside your blood, it's inside your mind. The only way of life, there ain't no other kind. All my thoughts roll back to you, and I hope you understand. Leave your lights on, honey. I'm gonna make it if I can. Place that's known as Cheyenne's called the daddy of them all. The one our fathers sang about at the roundups fall. Charlie drew a spinning bow. Oh, everything went wrong. They took him in an ambulance. Let me hear you sing this song. I've kept right on going, but I drink before I ride. That bottle brings me courage. I believe I'm running out of pride. I think I did a factory job if you'd help me make my stand. Oh, Betty, leave your lights on, honey. Gonna make it if I can. It's inside your blood, it's inside your mind. The only way of life,
Good evening. Hello, all, and who is all, you might ask? Bostart, River, Tracy, who's just lurking, Evan, David, welcome in. Okay, River, I'll get those ones in for you. I've got yours in the queue, Bostart. The George Harrison. Let me see. Did you? Oh, you called it a battle. There, no, no, no. That will be a war. We don't go to battle around here. That's that's for other places to do. Um, so Whitechapel hymns and dissonance, and okay, I'll get those in the queue shortly, River. Um, Hope everyone had good weeks. I had a slightly quieter one this week than I did last week, and I'm due to have next week. But still did some interesting things. Got paid to be naked. What more can you ask for in life? And speaking of which, I've set up my OnlyFans page. No, I haven't. I haven't. Um, Not yet. The demand's not there, but one day. Anyway, um, I have got a massive playlist that I spin when I'm out and about, especially after a long day's filming. I play through it to keep me awake and make sure I get off at the stop that I want to on the train. So I'm just going to take random selections from that and play those in between the stuff that you guys are requesting in the chat. So if you've done it already, great. If you haven't put anything in, then do. But no rush. I'll try and make sure I get everybody a song or two in through the night as we go along. So I'm not going to do a best of three from this playlist because it has got 10,453 songs on it. We did just hear Old Cheyenne was the randomly chosen first song for the night by the randomness gods who I worship. But yeah, I'll just be scanning through up to 20 at a time and saying, yeah, let's have that one. And sometimes I might even ask you what to hear on my list, but we shall see how this pans out. Meanwhile, I will kick us off with a track from one of my favourite albums from last year. The Past is Still Alive from Hooray for the Riff Raff. This is Colossus of Rhodes.
Hold my head like a live wire. Duck quick now, I hear gunfire. Caught somewhere in
almost did the thing with adding the entire Whitechapel album to the playlist, but we only want the one song, don't we? I can't tell the difference between those two, so I'm going to hope that that's right. They seem to be the same, but who can tell? Gravity from the Cool.
Say goodbye to America. I wanna see it dissolve. I can't be a poster boy for the great American fall. Now I'm out and I'm prowling. You make me wanna start growling. You will live forever as this bombshell in my mind.
I do love a good bit of pedantry, thank you, Bostart. But it's also a pun anyway, so I think I can get away with mispronouncing stuff. Mispronouncing stuff is something I've done from childhood, because I could always read and understand what words meant, but it doesn't mean you know how to say them, does it?
Wrap you up in the bomb shelter of my feather bed. Eileen, I must be living twice. Colossus of Rhodes, buzz blur in the night. Cowboy hat and a cigarette. Grease marker in my leather vest. Let's go paint the oil cans. Write our names on a grain of sand. No one will remember us like I will.
Cool, so Bostart has brought us a George Harrison battle from his final posthumously released album, Brainwash. So we'll move into that hopefully next, and hopefully, because it's the first time I'm playing through Spotify, we'll get to hear both of them before ads kick in. We know what happens around here. Spotify hates me because I won't pay for it.
All the night, baby, all the night. In the night, baby, in the night. In the night, baby, in the night.
Yeah. I just picked up an earlier Hooray for the Riff Raff album, I think the one before, called Life on Earth, which I'm not into quite as much, but is still good. But yeah, let's have some George Harrison. This is P2 Vatican Blues, Last Saturday Night. And it's in a song, War, with Pisces Fish. I've not heard these before as far as I can remember.
Fill my heart with delight. Last Saturday night, I arrived believing from home. Find every step inside St. Peter's Dome. Claustrophobic and ex-Catholic. Last Saturday night.
Thank you, Evan David. We'll get that Ramones hearing lined up for you. Do you remember Rock and Roll Radio? Danny says.
Things I do at night is quite suspicious, to say the least. Even mentioned it to my local priest.
Again, there seems to be a lot of versions of that song. But Danny says first, that might give me a clue. Sort of.
Somebody would tell me that it's only a show.
Hopefully,
let's face it,
those are
concrete tuxedo.
the right versions that I've got on there. We shall find out.
To say the least, while mentioning it to my priest. One of all the three Hail Marys each Saturday night.
Both Starts says that the songs in this song will both have references to white smoke, indicating a new pope in them, so they're kind of topical right now. Yeah.
One of all the three Hail Marys each Saturday night.
Yeah, I think I found that, Evan David, there were demo versions and other things kicking around, which I think I have managed to avoid, but we shall find out. Oh, good grief. I told you we'd get ads in between that. This is why we shouldn't do song wars on a live stream.
And the A-list striker who always sticks it in row Z. The good news is the Ladbrokes ACCA gives you auto insurance, free bets back, and big odds boost.
Listen to the ad because it's great.
It won't be
And
your
then we'll,
ACCA. It's a gaffer of an ACCA from Ladbrokes.
18 plus, online and mobile. Minimum odds apply. Maximum 1 to 3 £10 free
We'll
bets
see if we
per
have any
customer per
luck
day. Up to 50
later on with
boosted odds. Restrictions and T&Cs apply. Be
Evan David's
gamble.org. Take
Ramones,
time to
or
think.
if we get through that unscathed.
Weekend already slipping away? Steal it back with London's all-female criminal gang in 1,000 Blows, exclusively on Disney+. From the creator of Peaky Blinders and starring Stephen Graham. It's inspired by the true life stories of a group
Has
of
anyone
characters
been
battling
watching
for
1,000
survival
Blows?
in the
I've heard it's
brutal
fantastic.
East End of London
I know a
in
lot
the
of people who worked on
1880s.
it. I didn't.
1,000 Blows, new original series, now streaming on Disney+.
Look, as long as you can,
from
Tracy,
$4.99
but,
a month. Tap the banner to learn more.
If you've got a chance to throw a song into the queue as well, you're more than welcome. All right. Before we were so rudely interrupted, here is part 2 of Bo Start's George Harrison War. This is Pisces Fish. Look out for the white smoke reference in this one too, I gather.
Rowers gliding on the river, Canadian geese crab along the bank.
Bo Start says this is a tribute to summer days at Henley-on-Thames, where George lived.
Begins to quiver.
I think a lot of people would like to throw Don Henley into the Thames. Am I right? Hey. No, this isn't the Anti-Eagles channel. You can get that with Sean on a Wednesday night.
Walking, throwing balls, chasing all the sheep.
The farmer stands around and he's complaining. His mad cows are being put to sleep. I'm a Pisces fish and the river runs through my soul. Smoke.
So I know you were a pretty big George Solo fan, Bostart, and I still, quite shamefully, haven't really got past All Things Must Pass. This is one of those albums that I saw kicking around cheap so many times. I thought, might pick that up, and just never did.
The church bell ringers tangled in his rope. But there's a temple on an island. Think of all the gods and what they feel. You can only find them in the deepest silence. I gotta get off of this big wheel. I'm a Pisces fish and the river runs through my soul.
Should probably start getting this ready. This song more.
And the river runs through my soul. I'll be swimming until I can find those waters.
I'm just going to call the first one Vatican Blues because it's close enough. I won't make it live just yet. We've got another couple of minutes on this tune. Not that I can vote in the awards, but I think I'd be leaning towards this one myself. Who would say?
With this crew, oh, it could be a tall order. Have we time to sort all these things out? Sometimes my life it feels like fiction. Some of the days.
We'll start saying Cloud9 is a fun album. Obviously, that's the big Jeff Lynne comeback album from the late 80s. But his absolute favourite is his self-titled from '79. I should add that to my long list of albums to get to one of these centuries.
I'm a Pisces fish and the river runs through my soul.
Alright, I will make that whole live for us all now, so get voting. And no Bostart, I don't even know that compilation or any compilation. I know there was a 70s George compilation that was half Beatles tunes, so it seemed a bit of a waste of time, but alrighty. Alright, we'll roll actually right through into one of River's tunes, since we're not going to get another ad just yet. This is Hymns and Dissonance from Whitechapel, and I dare say it's going to be quite different from what we just heard. Yeah, so far it is. No worries, Evan David. I know you told us about that on a previous stream. I hope she's doing well with it. Well, River, it's what we rely on you for. Who else is bringing this side of things for us? I'm certainly not. I always found it interesting, though, how all of us have kind of our special wheelhouses, but there's also a lot what I call our Venn diagrams, where we overlap in certain, sometimes quite unexpected ways. And it's always good to listen to things you wouldn't normally do. Maybe get your ears open to things, or just expand your mind, man, you know? Ruben saying that as a fan of heavy metal, this new album blew him away with its full force brutality. I can hear that. So I'm gonna pick a tune from my list to what do I fancy out of here? Quite a few of those t-shirts. That's a good list. Oh, that's good to hear, Evan David. I know Liverpool's actually, I think where you said you'd go if you managed to go for a gig. Is anything special in Liverpool that particular day, or is it just the one chance you got to head there? River saying he used to not dig Whitechapel, but they're doing some cool stuff with the new stuff they put out. That's interesting. Does anyone else have bands that they've listened to before and thought, not for me, and then heard a newer album and thought, actually, yes, this is for me? Because I've got one. One of the 7 2025 albums I've already bought is The Night Flight Orchestra. I'd listened to previous 2 albums, I think, and thought, it's okay, but nothing too exciting. But this one is great 80s throwback stuff. Speaking of this, River, I've been meaning to ask you, because this is a highly melodic kind of AOR type band, but their singer is also in a band called, is it Soilwork? Does that mean anything to you? It's Bjorn Strid, or Speed, is the guy in question. So any info on that or him, I'll take it. Hey Alan, I hope you survived the night. I did a very random jump onto YouTube Live yesterday with no warning for anybody, but Alan happened to be around, so we had a fun time listening to some random stuff of the playlist of mine. So I've got your tunes in here ready to go. In fact, we'll get one of those up after my next one. Yeah, well, if your ears haven't been blasted by that, you're a stronger man than me. Alrighty, so what can I play from my list that's different from that? Well, anything from my list will be different from that, but let's have a little bit of Norwegian prog. I mean, why not? This is Meridian from Dim Grey. This is from their second album. Their third album, Shards, has literally just come out a week ago, I think. I still haven't had a chance to actually spin this one yet. But also the new Jason Isbell album has arrived, which I also haven't had a chance to spin. Too much new music, too little time. And these are the albums I own. So what are the chances of having time to listen to an album I haven't actually got yet? I know, it's terrible. Ah, well, there you are, Alan. I hoped that it would, and obviously my hope helped it dissipate overnight. I had powers, you see. I'm glad you popped into the stream yesterday so that I could channel those in your direction. We've got more people in than we have who have voted, so please do vote, because currently we have got a tie on the George Harrison Song War. Even if you weren't actually here for that, you can still vote, just so that we can get a result. I know Tracy's just lurking, and anyone else who's unable to either chat or vote, then that's obviously fine. Okay, prog metal are they? River soil work. From what I've read, they just didn't sound like they would be my cup of tea, but I think there was mention of quite growly vocals with that band, but he doesn't do that at all with Night Flight Orchestra. He's got a great voice, so yeah. I'm not one for the growls. Growling is for dogs and bears, and I am not those things. Yeah. Werewolves of London, both stars. Is that what you're doing there? But very nice. Thank you for joining in the growly side of things. Is it a full moon out? I'm in well, not quite a windowless room, but well, no, I've ever seen out of. Me, Tracy, absolutely. I will get some Teskey Brothers action lined up for you. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on them, River. I mean, I just expect that if there's a band with metal anywhere in the description that you know all about them, as you're our resident expert, but I guess even you haven't heard everything, eh? Here, moody little piece there from some Norwegians. Alrighty, so moving back to Spotify, we've got a song that Alan requested for or from me yesterday. This is Moist, a word I don't like to say. And the song is Push, which I can say, so that's fine. certainly seems like we're going to have a wide range and variety of tunes tonight, which I know is what Sean always says about doing the, well, I'm not going to call it a general theme, I'm calling it a no-theme stream, because I don't like to use the same exact terminology as anything that they do, because it feels like thievery. And River, what did you make of the I know what you think about Dream Theater, but what did you make of the most recent Opeth album where the growls have returned? I didn't even listen to it on that basis, I have to admit. So, if this takes us to another ad, then I'll jump back to my list, and if it doesn't, then we'll roll right into some Teskey Brothers for Tracy, and then we've got Ramones from Evan David coming up at some point as well. Hopefully back to back, but who bloomin' knows, eh? Let's see.
At Great Tree,
No,
this winter you'll
it's
find
ads there.
fantastic deals,
Alrighty.
like 3 for 20.
Sort of. So we won't go into rain. We might try Ramones after my next song in that case. What am I going to play then? Good question. What have I got here? Well, I am in the mood for some Hothouse Flowers. I'm going to dedicate this track to Lethea, who's, as far as I know, not even aware that I have a channel. But she, when she was over on the RTTC streams, brought quite a few tracks from Hothouse Flowers, which made me remember that I liked them, which I hadn't thought of them since about 1990. I see you're talking about lagging in the chat. I don't know if you can even hear me, but I'm seeing weird things on my screen. But my test thing seems to be showing as normal, so I hope we're all good. If we're not, you won't be able to tell me. Huh. Pardon me. Good. Hopefully that remains the case. Oh, well, if Evan David called it too, Tracy, it's probably not. I did have a weird thing happen on a recent online audition. The connection, which is usually great, was disastrous. Luckily, we moved on to WhatsApp instead, and it was fine, and I got the role, viewer. But yeah. But yeah, that was for Lethea. I do occasionally see, or there's still a minute to go. She does occasionally pop up on my Facebook feed as people you might know, which is strange because none of you do, and I'm sure some of you are on there. But I haven't yet ever messaged her. One day I might see how she's doing if she gets that. I don't know if she'd reply or not, or even see it, but you never know. Lethea, if you do happen to magically stumble upon this, then hello, we will miss you. Alrighty. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like we can get a result in that poll, so therefore it's a tie, and it's up to Bostart to let us know the winner of the George Harrison Song War. Alrighty. So, back to Spotify. Are we going to risk it? We're going to try and do Evan David's Ramones Song War and get the songs back to back. Come on, Spotify. They're only 3 minutes each. You can manage that for us, can't you? Can't you? Let's find out. First track. Do you remember? Oh no, this is the demo. Okay, screw that. We won't do that. I hadn't found the right one after all, Evan David, so we'll come back to that. I'll get rid of that. And instead, we will go to Rain from the Teskey Brothers for Tracy, and from her to all the people of southeast Queensland who have been battered by wind, rain, cyclones, and all that exciting weather. So Pisces Fish was the winner of the George Song War. Is it the one? Yes, that's the one I said I'd have voted for as well. So it's doubly the winner. That works. Yeah, well, Facebook tends to only suggest people to you if you've got mutual friends. In fact, you can't add me if you haven't. So I don't know quite how she's popped up, because I'm sure that she doesn't know anybody that I know. I mean, I'm not even friends with Sean on Facebook officially. I'm friends with all of you, obviously, but
a soul with no face is a lonely embrace, but I know it's hard. I know.
Alrighty, I have actually, apart from discovering that was the wrong machine, I haven't gone to find the correct one, so let me try that again. End of the Century album.
Now there's clouds.
Right, that should be the one.
And the road
So we'll give that another try next time we pop this way.
still walk across. But I know it's hard to be alone.
Cool River, yeah, we'll throw that in there as see when we get to that.
And I know it's hard to be alone, to be alone, to be alone. Yeah,
thing I have been wondering about, and I don't know what anybody else on here thinks, is setting up an RTTC / acting as reacting WhatsApp group. I mean, I don't know enough about technologies. I've never set up a WhatsApp group in my life, but it would be one way that we could, as a community, keep in touch about whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted. Just an idea. Might be a terrible one. Most of my ideas are.
But if that rain, or am I crying again?
Teskey's bringing it as they always do. In my big pile of CDs that I haven't even listened to yet, I do have the most recent Teskey Brothers album, Tracy. Just so you know, you have pushed me that far at least.
Have you ever wondered what?
So, back to iTunes, and we're not going to listen to Marillion. Well, we might do, but not that song. Let's have a quick scan of what's come up. Alrighty. Let's listen to The Warning. Because I've that's a CD that I bought that I actually have listened to, and I do really like The Warning quite a bit, and I'm actually going to see them next month. So I just recorded yesterday a song War between Alanis doing You Ought to Know and The Warning doing their cover version of it, which was great fun. That will be out on Friday. And yeah, I make a big tease that there's big Warning news coming to the channel, which I just told you. I'm going to see them and then I'll probably do a review. The reviews for Toto and Magnum went down pretty well. Al Barrow, who's the former bass player for Magnum and still looks after their social media side of things, said that it was a delightful review. And yeah, it's nice. Yeah, Tracy, I know I was slow to pick up on Teskey, so I only had to have you bring them to about 27 of Sean's streams before I clicked. And Josh Teskey often gets described as Otis Redding and Joe Cocker's love child. Yeah, I get that. I prefer the Otis side, I have to admit. And welcome, Nicole.
That's all you talk about.
There's no such thing as being late. It's just been. Okay, no, there is. But yeah. You can turn up anytime for as short or as long as you want or can manage. I do love it when people are with me all night long, but I appreciate people have lives as well. So, Nicole's life is speaking to a nana and going to Sydney in 8 days for a 10-day holiday. And thinking of everyone in Queensland and North New South Wales with the cyclone. Yeah, we have Alan N, who's in the affected area but not doing too badly. And we've had a song from Tracy to indicate to people in that area as well, which was Rain from the Teskey Brothers that you just missed. So you should have been a bit earlier. You would have got that. Right now, we're heading to a song war from the Ramones. And by the way, Nicole, do drop a song or two in the chat as well of your requests to add to our list for the night. But this is for Evan David, of course, from his fifth and final full album from the Ramones on that other channel that you might have heard of called Reactions to the Classics. Do you remember rock and roll? The correct version this time, and hopefully playing straight through into Danny Says. But we'll see.
The all-American half pound of 2 pure beef patties, lettuce, tomato. This is Rock and Roll Radio. Come on, let's rock and roll with the Ramones.
About to start another poll where you will choose the next song from my list, but I'm not going to give you very much information. I'm just going to take the 2 bands. First of all, I had to choose them. Let's go with well, those will be different. I can tell you that they're both great songs, but Tori from The Exponents, my goodness, Nicole, that is a throwback. Let's have a look. It does appear that there is very little Exponents on Spotify where I am. There's got to be more than 3 songs, surely. All I can see is Why Does Love Do This To Me? Who Loves Who the Most? So I remember that one, and Change Your Mind. But might be able to play it through the YouTubes instead, so let's have a look here. If they've got it under dance experiments, I guess. No. Right, you might be about to hear something you shouldn't. No, you're good. That's on mute as well. Hooray for me. So Evan David's saying this is his favourite Ramones album and the highest ranked on his RTTC top 50 list that wasn't done by the Beatles. Most famous is the album where they teamed up with Phil Spector. Wow.
This is Rock and Roll Radio.
No, Nicole,
Stay tuned
I've
for more rock
got
and
that on YouTube. You just might have to remind me that that's what I've done, because I am prone to forgetting things, as we know. And I've got now Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube on the go. It could all go horribly wrong. So, this is part 2 of our Ramones battle. It did flow back to back for once. Hurrah! And this doesn't sound very Ramonesy to me at all. Yeah, now that we're looking at how little Exponents is available on Spotify here, Evan David saying the reason his status quo top 10 for RTTC is much delayed is that hardly any of their stuff is on US Spotify. I mean, how it works, I really don't understand. You just think music would be everywhere, because why not? If it's licensed for Spotify at all, why not all territories? I don't know. We're tied on the CCR versus Hollies. It's not a battle, it's not even a war, it's just a choice. Play both. Have to end that poll there on a time, because I've got to set up the Ramones poll. No, I'm not doing a Q&A. Go away. And while I'm doing that, we will actually go into YouTube for... Oh, that's loud, I think. Hopefully that's about the right volume. This is apparently from the early days, if they were the Dance Exponents, Victoria. Yeah, well, I guess I do have to do both. Now, whole time again for... So these are in the audio. I'm saying order with Victoria in my mind. When it comes to the Ramones, I would vote for Danny Says, but I can't vote, so you don't have to vote for me. You vote how you like. Meeting in the places that she's never been to. She's got a mind, but it's the clothes they see through. Victoria, what do you want from him? Want from him? Victoria, what do you see in him? See in him? So this was a 1982 single from the Dance Exponents before they shortened their names. Reached number 6 in New Zealand, and I remember it well, but not from 1982.
She's in bed, but she's not sleeping. Is he a customer that's really worth keeping? Victoria, what do you want from him? Want from him? Victoria, what do you see in him? See in him?
Afterwards, when we will get to another track from.
There's no such thing as
Oh no, we'll do my. I forgot about my songs. No, we will do CCR and the Hollies. Why not? Since we couldn't decide which one to hear, we'll hear them both. Prestigious. Nicole says Jordan Luck, leader of the dance exponents, went to her school back in the day. Was lucky to see her perform in her final year. Geraldine High. Wow, that is pretty special. Most famous person who went to my school is probably Joe Galileo. I mean, I was a contemporary. We were in the musical Oliver together, strangely enough. All right. Thank you, Nicole, for that piece of nostalgia. Wow. And thank you, me, for this. As I said, you didn't know which track you were going to get, but with CCR, you can't go wrong. It is Down the Corner. I have just put up recently CCR's entry in both the 25 songs thing that I do, which is songs that for the most part reach 25. But there's also their last top 40 hit. I'm talking about Someday Never Comes, so that's up on the channel, and it's done quite well. I haven't heard or thought of the exponents in probably 20 years to go. Are they still active in any way, shape or form? Danny says is running away with the Ramones poll. I hope I wasn't leading you to that. Just from my sense. So gang, I mean it depends on how long it takes before we get taken down by YouTube security, but I most likely will be back for a part 2 tonight if and when that does happen, because we've got a lot to get through. Right. Alrighty, you will find out what the Hollies track is a little bit later. I can tell you that it was a Tasman #1 single from the Hollies that we're going to be hearing, but it wasn't released, or at least wasn't a hit anywhere else, pretty much. Anywho, we are back with something completely different. This is Lacuna, I hope, Coil, and Gravity for Ruin. I think. Yes, it's just... Oh, no, it's... You know what I've done? I've muted it, haven't I? Yeah. Yeah, well. How about now? Yeah. I'll get the hang of this one day. I know Evan David Becker. She's missed The Warning. She's missed CCR. Probably do some Hendrix next. We won't be doing Bandmate. Can't have everything. No, Nicole, I haven't seen Becker on my channel at all thus far. Doesn't mean she hasn't been there. She might just have looked at it and not liked it. That happens. We were saying that this and the earlier track we heard from Whitechapel are on new albums released in the past month. This album in particular was a blast to listen to, and yes, I'm enjoying this one. The Whitechapel track, not so much if I'm honest, which I am. Nicole, I don't know if you've caught my review of the Toto gig. I did eventually do a proper one, which has gone up this week, but you're in for a treat, girl, is all I can tell you. Yeah? Absolutely blooming fantastic. Alan's asking if this is a cover of John Mayer. I'm assuming not, but it does remind me that one of these weeks we'll have to do a bearing in mind the problems of Spotify ads, but a song war evening where we just do songs against each other that had the same title but no other connection. I mean, I've loads of them. I do about one a month on the channel, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. Remember saying the Kuna Coils always had some absolutely beautiful clean vocals mixed with the harsh, something that he's fond of. I'm fond of beautiful clean vocals, so I am 50% of the way there for this. But I think it's working in this track. I don't know if it's overdone or not. I did enjoy the track from Delane that I heard. And I did Hunter's Moon by Delane up against Ghost's Hunter's Moon, which has just gone up on the channel relatively recently as well. Alrighty, it's a clear win for Danny Says on that one. And a clear win on... We'll come back to that later. But it means that we can have another Spotify song. So... let's go to Alan's other one that is in there already, which is Behind the Mask from Yellow Magic Orchestra. And then we'll do some Hollies action after that. And Bo Start, Tracy, Nicole, Evan David. you can all throw another song out to the ether if you would like to do so. Evan David, I know you suggested a bit of Warren Zevon. You don't have to go with that, but if there's a Zevon tune in mind, then why the heck not? Tracy and Alan are talking about sport, but that's okay. I'll let them. And Evan David as well. I don't have a rule about this being a no sport channel, so that's fine. You talk about anything you like. Bostart is saying Behind the Mask later had lyrics added by Michael Jackson and became a hit for Eric Clapton. I didn't realise it was the same song, even though yesterday Alan did tell me that he made reference to MJ's version, which was released posthumously. Excellent choice, Bostart. In there as well. Thank you, Evan David. Yeah, looking for the next best thing is a good one. I mean, that's on my list, but I don't know where, so we're not going to scroll through 10,000 songs looking for it. Sledge, Radio Wall of Sound. All right. Thank you to Alan for that. We'll hear more of Behind the Mask shortly, but first, let's hear that Hollies tune that half of you voted for. It's a fine choice. This contains, I would say, quite possibly my favourite ever acoustic guitar solo. So keep an ear out for that when it rolls around. This is Too Young to Be Married. As I say, a New Zealand and Australian #1 single back in 1970.
She wakes up early every morning. She gets up long before the sunshine. Greets the milkman who's still yawning, and reads the paper for a short time. Cause the kids get out of bed, they never hear a word she says. Husband stands to leave the table. She says, I hope you have a good day.
Oh, 26th of April for that, Nicole. So a nice post-Anzac celebratory gig. Hurrah.
They find it hard to make ends meet, but they don't mention it because they have each other and love is free. While they're supposed
Evan David asking if that version of Behind the Mask were those guys trying to parody ELO, or is there more to it? I have no information on this, but Alan and or Bostart might do.
Too young to be married, but what can they do? They were gonna have a baby.
And here's the acoustic solo. Speaking of the Hollies, a very good biography of them if you ever want to read, or Riding the Carousel. Chunky, in depth, covers everything. Unlike, some biographies just sort of gloss over the less popular parts of the career, but this covers everything sort of equally. It's refreshing to see.
To be free, too young to be married, but what could they do? They were gonna have a baby.
And Franz Ferdinand are on Spotify, Nicole, so that one was easy. That's in the list. No, I haven't read Bobby Elliott's book. I've heard quite mixed reports about it, though I probably will still get around to it one of these years. Tracy saying that it took her a minute, but she might know this because the parents used to play it. Almost certainly, Tracy, it was one of them songs that we just... I don't know how these things happen, because later in life... famously, when Crowded House came along, we had to wait for America to make a song a hit before we even played it on our radio. So apparently, once upon a time, we had autonomy and made our own decisions. But then I'm going to blame corporate greed. Anywho, let's hear Behind the Mask again, but this time with lyrics apparently penned by Michael Jackson and a hit for Mr. Eric Clapton. Oh, yeah, and... what I'll do before playing it is to unmute it. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to go right and say this is slightly dated, but do we care? A little bit. Anybody looking for reading, Evan David is recommending Whatever Happened to Slade by a chap called Daryl Easley. Easley? Mozart says he bought the single when it was new because he'd heard what a great guitarist he was meant to be. Not that he gets much space for it here. But I'm taking it you still like the song, Mozart. Never knew it. This was on one of the first rock compilation cassettes he bought. Wow. I recall the album cover very clearly, but I can't say that I recall the song particularly. So what year was this post? I mean, I can probably tell us that before you do, but... So the album's called August. Okay. 86, right, yeah. We'd probably have told that from the production, huh? Oh really, Boaster? The album was named August because in August of 86 Eric's son was born. And yes, anyone who's ever heard Tears in Heaven does indeed know how that panned out. So the band is Nathan East on bass and Greg Fillinganes on keys and Phil Collins on drums. Of those three, only Phil Collins has not toured with Toto. Greg Fillinganes, of course, is currently touring with Toto. And speaking of Toto, they'll be up next from my list with their second biggest song, which I managed to not even mention along with their biggest song in my review, because it's strange. I remember talking about it, and then I went to edit it, and it just wasn't there. I don't know how that could happen. But yes, so Nicole, if you do watch my review, don't worry, you will hear this and Africa, but you'll have to wait for them. But, you know, everything else up to it is good as well. It's Hold the Line, of course. Greg even released his own version as a solo artist. Wow, didn't know that. Evan David says one of the things that might delay him doing a Bon Jovi top 10 is the fact there's not a good biography of the band out there. I just skimmed it and thought you were going to say there doesn't seem to be any good songs to put on the list for a Bon Jovi top 10. But I'm joking, of course. Am I? Yeah. Yeah, Boaster, that must have been one of the last times that they didn't do Africa last. I mean, they have a long history of swapping them around. Rosanna, Hold the Line, Africa, as to which comes up pretty early in the set and which is right at the end. But I think it's going to be Africa for the rest of the time now. and it be an acoustic solo, but this fantastic guitar solo we're having right now from Mr. Steve Lukather. Yeah, Nicole, I think the set list that they played, or are still playing in Europe actually, is going to be pretty much the same. There might be a tweak or two, but I think you'll see pretty much what we got, and what we got was great, so yeah. Obviously we've got the great Jeff Porcaro on drums here. Our very next track will also have Jeff Porcaro on drums. We will be rolling into Warren Zevon for Evan David with Looking for the Next Best Thing from 1982. A very busy year for the Toto Boys. And this time, I've unmuted Spotify already, so you will genuinely hear it from the time I hit play. Won't that be nice? Nicole, you will have to report back to me, and in glowing terms, hopefully, otherwise I'll be sad. But, tell the truth either way. I know you will. Alrighty, as promised, more Jeff. Warren Zevon. There he is.
I worked hard, but not for the money. I did my best to please. I used to think it was funny.
This was, I think, Warren's last album for a good 5 years before he had his time in rehab and everything. And he came back with Sentimental Hygiene in '87, which is one of my favourite of his albums.
Had his windmills. Ponce de Leon took his cruise. Took Sinbad 7 voyages to see that it was all a ruse. That's why I'm looking for the next best thing. Looking for the next best thing. I appreciate the best.
Now, Procol Harum would be interesting, Evan David. I think I know the 2 obvious songs from them and not much else. Small Faces I love. And I've never heard a Four Stones album in my life. I know, it's terrible. I have to say, I don't miss the planning of top 10 or full albums for sure. I loved the results of what he delivered on those, but they were mostly quite a bit of effort to put together. Now it frees me up to do a whole lot more than that every month, but that wasn't the plan. It just sort of happened that way. They've been noting that Warren Zevon is one of the best storytellers in music. This is a bit more of an ode to pragmatism. He had quite a range of topics, really, didn't he? Definitely a bit too cerebral for the average radio listener in the US, which might explain his relative lack of commercial success. But obviously a pretty big concert draw for as long as he could perform. one of those artists I would have loved to have seen live, so obviously wasn't to be. And we will see if Spotify wants to play ads or if it will roll into another song for us. Place your bets now. So we're into Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. This is for Nicole. Poster, I assume you're talking about the Zevon tune. That was from what we would call the Envoy, but I believe Americans would call the Envoy, from 1982. Thank you, Tracy. Have a marvellous Sunday, and we'll catch you next time, either here or the other place. Year have we got on this? Okay, 2004. Yeah, I was kind of aware that this band existed, but I really wasn't listening to anything that was on radio or anything else in 2004. I would have just graduated from uni for the second time with my masters in 2004. I was very poor. Great times. Rivers of Fan. Nice. There's never a bad time to put a Blackadder reference into life generally, is there, Evan David? Oh, they got a new album out. Okay, literally okay, according to Nicole. The Human Fair does not get a glowing review from Nicole, but the 2004 album does. So. I see that their album's just 11 songs and not quite 40 minutes. I didn't know that they had albums of that proper length in the 2000s, so good for them. Alrighty. Jumping back to me while we skip yet more Spotify advertising. Let's do a bit of Noah Khan, because I've got another Noah video on my channel on Monday, in which I managed to call Gracie Abrams, or Abrams, I don't even know. I called her Gracie Adams about 3 times before realizing that I was just misreading my own typing. So there you go. This is
Okay.
no on his own. It's the first song I saw him do live, actually, when he was a support act for Dermot. Yeah, Dermot Coverdale.
How have things been, well, love, now that you mention it? My folks still talk, they speak in these 2-word sentences. I'm saying too much, but you know how it gets out here. No winter cold could keep out all the cold of your atmosphere. We once sang retrograde, we'd shake the frame of your car. Now I know your name, but not who you are. It's all okay, there ain't a drop of bad blood.
A World War I rap battle vid. I suppose curiosity demands that I remind you to do that on RTTC sometime, never, David? Evan, David, Blackadder's 2, 3 and 4 are so close together, obviously. I would probably say Blackadder the 3rd by a smidge, just because I love Hugh Laurie's Prince Regent. And it's got the dictionary episode and the Macbeth episode. But yeah, Blackadder 2 very close behind, as the Blackadder goes 4. And the first one's not bad, but it's not as good as what came after, is it? No. I am on a group that I don't enjoy, I have to say. A group on Facebook called Music of the 60s and 70s, which sounds great, but it's full of old people saying, everything after the 70s sucks. There's no good music. And do you think that they'd be into 70s singer-songwriters? And if you're into 70s singer-songwriters, you'd probably like this, wouldn't you? Well, I am, and I do, so yeah.
And I look so confident, babe, I swear I was scared to death.
Now, Bostart, anachronisms and historical inaccuracies are fair game, especially when comedy is involved. Some of them are probably deliberate. Yeah, they call the first Blackadder is such a different kettle of fish. Definitely interesting in its own right. Oh, Evan David, I'm sure Sean hasn't seen any Blackadder. I mean, he's not seen any Doctor Who. He's probably not seen Fawlty Towers. Yeah, he's a terribly ill-educated person, but we can't blame him for that. Perils of geography. We're all shaped by the fortune of where we are and how we grow up. Alrighty, thank you to me for that one. And we are not doing Garden Party from Marillion, I can promise you that. What we will be doing is jumping back into the land of Spotify for kind of a request for me, but made by River. We were talking earlier about this group, the Night Flight Orchestra. This is Give Us the Moon from this year, and in the middle we have got Bjorn Speed Strid who is their lead singer. He's also the lead singer for a very different band called Soilwork. So we're going to hear a track from them that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce because I don't speak Japanese. Yes, that was a joke. But also that. I'm definitely not going to attempt to pronounce the name of the album title. Yeah, Bow Start, when it comes to the Marillion debut, I couldn't even listen to studio versions of those songs for the most part until they did the remix, which is actually really good. But yeah, it's not an album I return to very much. They were still finding their feet. I mean, others swear by it and say it's the best thing they ever did, but they're wrong. Speaking of River, saying that's an update from Ghost, they're apparently on the billboard for Times Square for Satanize, which was the new single that they dropped during the week. Ooh. It seems like they have been successful for a long time, but just seem to get bigger and bigger. Is that a fair summation on Ghost in recent years? I certainly know I came into them with the previous album, i.e. Impera. That's a lot of people I know. But well, they had done pretty decent business as well before that, so yeah, it's been snowballing. Bow Start, of the first three Marillion albums, I actually liked Fugazi the best, which is not a commonly held view either. When do I hold commonly held views, you ask? Yes, that's right. Very rarely. But Clutching at Straws is a favourite. In fact, it's the start of my favourite 5-album run in history, with that and then the first 4 H-era albums. So, yeah. And then you get Fisher's solo career, and I'm not keen on very much of that at all. Though, to be fair, Steve Hogarth has done a couple of solo albums, and I don't think much of those either, so it's not that I'm anti-Fish by any means, it's just not my preference. Yeah, River, I see that from time to time, that there's a vocal minority perhaps who prefer those early albums, but and perhaps also, you know better than I do how metal fans can be, but they don't like non-proper metalheads getting into their music. They like to keep it to themselves a bit. Is that fair to say? I think there's probably people like that in all genres, but it just seems to be certain faction of metal blues fit that stereotype a bit. And yeah, I agree. I mean, I know you said that this was, from your reading, was closest to Night Flight Orchestra, which, I mean, it's not so. I mean, that NFO is really going for a mainstream AR 80s sound. Doing it very, very well, of course, but it's not metal at all. Em and David changing the subject completely to Doctor Who, which is always acceptable, but I have not seen the second trailer. I have not seen the first trailer. Yeah, I do watch trailers for things that I know I'm going to watch anyway, basically. So, what I have been watching this weekend, and this is something that will make whatever they do in this series look great. I've been rewatching Paradise Towers. My God, it's awful. Every now and again I watch a story with a bad reputation because I generally actually quite like them. I like Time Fly. I like Time Lash. I even quite like the Web Planet. Paradise Towers, there's a decent script in there, but my goodness, the acting is atrocious. Richard Bryars. Oh boy. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, well, reveal the good side of and I know metal fans in general are actually very cool and usually quite gentle, which always surprises people. But yeah, gatekeepers, that's the phrase for it. Alan's not watched any Doctor Who since Matt Smith. Some would say that you've not missed much, but I generally enjoy even Paradise Towers, which, as I say, is trash. I still can't help but enjoy it on some level. So, and the great thing about the box sets is all the extra features, which, you know, for a story like that, they're better than the story. But oh, I like the Peter Capaldi. Well, I like 2/3 of the Peter Capaldi era. His middle season did not do very much for me at all, with all that electric guitar nonsense and sunglasses, and the storyline with me.
Maltesers? Yes, please.
Anywho, this is a music channel where we listen to musicy things. So what's it going to be from my list, I wonder? I haven't peeked ahead to see what I can even choose from. Lots of things. Ooh. Here's something different. I know Bostar is going to see this man in June or July with his former cohorts of the Doobie Brothers, but this is the closing track of his first solo album. It's Michael McDonald with Believe in It. And there's multiple Toto players on here as well, of course.
It's hard to bet your life on love when all we learn is how to keep on moving. The odds are never good enough for all we know. Nothing lasts forever in this life. Show me one thing.
I think you have the Web Planet on vinyl? I've just got one thing to ask you about that, and that is why? Oh yeah, Bostart, the Web Planet gets absolutely shat upon by the fans. I mean, mainly because they try and watch it all in one go, which is not what you should do with old school Who. I never watch more than 2 episodes in a row. So, Alan, I do still have the third request you made for me yesterday. I don't know if I'll play that or not. We might say that for nearer the time of relevance. But after this, I do have the Slay track that you see on my Spotify bar. And then I'm out of tunes, so anybody, everybody, feel free to suggest further. I mean, coming up to the 2-hour mark. Blimey, doesn't time fly when you're having fun? So we might get taken down, or we might just end naturally. We shall see. Evan David, you're one of the people that they by watching the 18. Oh, there we go. I will finish the song. People watching the replay. The stream has stopped playing for those people in the live chat. Means I can have a drink because they're not watching me drink, but you are, so sorry. Right. Sorry, you heard that too, Dan. Right. We're carrying on with the part 2.